It is Jover.
We're something. Alright, no rep order. But
Stop spoiling it for me, dude. I can't even see it.
For all the viewers at home,
shiny.
that's a meme. It's a meme.
Oh, Rocket Luffy.
Hey, that's shmoney right there. I forgot about that card. That's actually shmoney.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Because people are playing BY.
Alright. Look at that.
Look at that, baby. Crazy.
Oh, they have the intent on it now. I didn't realize they did that.
Oh, have you opened your fourth pack? No,
Hey, Felipe.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Alright, my turn.
Hey, you're being recorded right now.
Homo and sapiens.
Just pop a dog. Hey, you gonna open your packs?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
It's a very shiny board.
I don't know
right
about
here.
this. Let me see the manga. What's in here?
Wait.
I have no idea. It's like the koala and shit. You know, the one cost
no way it's
koala.
right?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what the rest of them are. That's literally the only one I know.
No.
I'll be the guy to say it is.
Yes! Let's go!
Anyways, well, welcome to Dixon. No, just kidding.
Welcome to Dex Swabbers.
We love Peter. We love Peter here. Welcome to Dex
We love
Swabbers.
Peter, though.
Yeah. Which, you know,
Hey,
congratulations
man,
on him
he helps
getting...
you learn, bro.
Hey, he knows more than us. He got top 16, right?
He did get top 16. He's cracked for that.
He's cracked as fuck.
But
you know,
balls that whole region.
And honestly, he was playing an L, right?
Yeah, he was.
Honestly, that's a deck I did not give enough credit in this format.
Mhm.
I did not think it'd be as crazy as it is into this format, and I honestly think it's probably one of the better decks right now, which is super crazy.
Yeah.
But damn, no, props to Peter, for real. Top 16 go crazy.
Top 16 go absolutely insanio.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, you know, how do we all do? And,
Hell no, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
236
you know,
out of 900.
If anybody's seen the clip of us yelling that we're all gonna go undefeated, you know, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
I went very defeated.
It turns out we were all very defeated after day one.
Very defeatable.
Yeah.
Very defeatable indeed.
I mean, I'm gonna say it again. I pulled a manga bow on my participation packs. So
That's a win.
And he did. That was a dub.
and
That
I
was
did
the
sell
dub
it
for the
immediately,
weekend.
so I got the immediate payback.
You did.
Yeah,
That
that
was
money's
pretty
gone
sick.
now.
He said I spent it all already.
Yeah. No,
The
and then
money's gone.
I did win a side event too. Did that count?
There
You
you
did.
go.
You won the Dawn. You won one of the War of the Dawn side events playing Lucci.
What dawn was it?
I got a Nico
Got
Robin
that.
Don.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you get
they just give you your choice between one of those Dawn packs, the
Mhm.
online one or the offline one. So like one of the Straw Hat Dons, which is pretty sick to know that they still have those.
Yeah.
It's cool to
Yeah.
know that they're still giving them out one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess it would kind of suck to know that that those packs are still around and they're just like sitting there collecting dust, and then no new ones are being added to the market like ever.
Yeah. I'm still, I just want to get 10 Brook Dawn, but hey, getting one of each Straw Hat is pretty nice too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. I think overall the event though, it was very nice. It was very well run. There were no annoying repairings. We got to meet some very cool people from the Twitter space too.
We did.
For One Piece.
We met some insanely cool people at regionals.
Yeah, we did.
Mhm.
I was very happy.
I think that's one of the most fun part about regionals, just meeting like just hella like-minded people, and also just like meeting people from Twitter that like you follow, and you're just like, this is crazy, bro. I
People
thought
that
this
you
guy only
watched.
existed on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, shout out CEOP TCG or AKA Matt. That's the
Mhm.
homie for life now.
He was very chill.
Every-
Yeah.
Every time I pull up to LA, I'm gonna make sure I find that man.
Yeah.
Give him a big old hug, maybe a little kiss.
Damn.
Shout outs
That's
to real_Joshua as well for being super chill. I was okay.
Yeah.
Here's the deal with me meeting people that like you know about, but they obviously don't know anything about you. I'm like, I don't want to bother you, but it's like I want to acknowledge that I know you at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but it's
No, I
just
get
like,
that.
you know, like I spotted him the first time, but I was not in the right headspace because like I had lost 3-0 or 0-3
Oh, three.
the first 3 rounds, and I was like, oh, there he is, but like I'm kind of bitter right now. So I'll spot him later. So it was just like, and then like throughout the entire event, it wasn't until like near the end where I finally, you know, spotted him again. I'm like, oh, hey, Aaron, can you come with me? Because I feel a little bit awkward. You know,
Yeah, dude.
It might seem like I'm a little bit like shameless when it comes to like talking to people or like, you know, just presenting myself, because I do a lot of theater, I do a lot of like shows and presentations and such, but sometimes it's just like, oh, you know, I'm a little bit shy actually, but you know, you just got to remember that these are just like people like you who play the game as well, and they decided to come into the space.
Exactly, yeah, and like that's also important for not like overwhelming them as well, right? Is
Yeah,
like
exactly.
understanding that they're also a human being, and that you're not like, oh my god, like I you know, I'm sure there are a lot of people that would enjoy hearing how much their fans appreciate the content and all that stuff. But I mean, like I had someone come up to me, and not that they were too much, but I had never had that happen before, where like someone recognized me from online, and you know, it was definitely like a new experience. So like I could definitely see how like if that's someone's first time, or maybe it's happened like all day, like you would probably be like, yeah, like, you know, I really appreciate you, but like, you know, been a long day, met a lot of people, you know, like thank you so much for the support, you know what I mean? So like definitely important to just like, you know, give them the props that they deserve, and then you know, like it try not to take up too much of their time as well. But like we were talking about, like pretty much everybody we met was like extremely chill, and like I can't wait for the next regionals. I think
Yeah.
a little bit of my sadness is like that those moments are just, you know, are just that now. Like they're just the memories
that we'll
yeah,
look
they're
back
just-
upon.
exactly.
What is it?
And,
Yeah. Joshua did
so we
say
wanna-
he'd be down to do the podcast too, so we'll figure
Let's
something
go.
out.
We got to work
Cool.
that out.
Yeah, we got to work out guests soon.
That's
That'd
gotta
be
happen.
cool.
It's gotta
That's gonna
happen one of these
happen.
days.
But yeah,
And then
The first guess has to be crazy though.
it
It has to be a crazy
I would-
guess.
I was saying, okay, we should we got to get Jimmy, dude.
yeah, Jimmy from
Jimmy?
TCG.
Oh, that would be a good
Because
one,
ain't nobody
yeah.
bigger in the One Piece community than the LGS owners, right? So
That's
Exactly.
true, yeah.
That's
That would
true.
be good.
Those of you who
And
don't
bro-
know,
He's one of our biggest supporters,
yeah.
bro.
Jimmy
bro
is
has been A1 since day one, for real.
Yeah. Jimmy is a local LGS owner called Tabletop
Shout outs
Tavern.
to Tabletop Tavern.
Yeah, my favorite store. You know, first store that I played at, and my favorite store because Jimmy makes sure that, you know, you feel important, and that you as a player are respected, and that your time respected as well,
And your money.
Yep.
and your money.
And
yeah,
your money.
Most
God
importantly,
damn. Like he emphasizes a lot on the whole of, you know, sell at MSRP, don't price gouge, you know, foster the community rather than, you know, fostering your pockets, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Unlike
it's-
some stores.
unlike some stores.
Some stores.
Oh.
But that's not what this podcast is about. So anyways, like should we do our regional reports? Like
Yeah.
full in
Yeah,
depth?
yeah, yeah. I think so.
We'll let Mark go first.
Yeah.
Don't hold back,
So-
Mark.
So to
Don't hold back.
recap, I finished 236 out of 998 people playing Starter Deck 14 Luffy with a record of 6-4. The pattern was I started 1-1, I won one, lost one, then went to 4-1, then went 4-4, and then finished 6-4. But my matchup spread was 3 Doflamingo, 2 Rob Lucci, 1 NL, no, or 2 and then 2 NL. To long story short, the Dofi matchup was very easy. I lost a very dumb matchup to which it was 3 trigs for Red Rock and Grabblade. The guy built the deck like as if it was a boa deck. I can't control RNG after especially being puddinged. but I believe my deck choice was very solid into the matchup, and I was strong into a lot of things. There's not much that I could control within the consistency of a regional that I run into decks where I either get high rolled by 8 Moria, 10 billion Morias, or I get trigged by 10 million Red Rocks. But overall, it wasn't that bad. It was a bit defeating when it was just back to back. Oh no, I played 2 BYs. I totally forgot. It was 2 Luchis, 2 BYs, because I lost to 2 BY players. And that's as
50-50.
surprisingly as enough, I actually enjoyed those matches a lot because it wasn't that it was a total blowout. Whereas we previously where I played Lucci, I would actually just get bent over. But with starter for deck 14, my tech choices were running 3 copies of Isho rather than 2. But it makes it a little bit easier to be able to handle the matchup if I can not only diminish their hand size a lot more, but it's better to just not raw dog play a Moria just to play a blocker, which always felt nice. But like I said, overall, I believe that my deck choice was great. I felt good into the regional with my matchup knowledge and the experience that I've had, especially into Dofi. Dofi felt very good because adding a Dawn into my forecast blocker, or adding a level to my forecast blockers, was very detrimental for their starter log to bounce. Because then they eventually lost tempo. And I had to remind them, like, hey, this is a 5 cost now. You can't KO this or block this and or do any effect that does 4 less. So that hidden, not necessarily hidden, but more so unexpected. The unexpected
gamer
knowledge
check.
Yeah, no, the unexpected gamer check
6K leader.
was the necessary tech that I needed. Also, Shirahoshi from Starter Deck 8 was the MVP card of the regional for me because it broke -4. Yeah, it was good. Realistically speaking, if I were to play another regional, I would probably start switching to Bonnie. Not because I keep getting bent over by BY, but I feel like I need to explore my frontiers of deck choices and to be able to not only better myself as a player, but be able to at least have more of a challenge against matchups that you're really 50-50. Like, obviously, Dofi would be easier if you hit A-Drop Kid, but they're starting to check against that with Red Rock. So
Yeah.
Overall, regional experience, not bad. Just so many fucking people in the venue.
Oh yeah.
Small ass venue. It was crazy.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
had like 3 extra like empty ballrooms like on
Yeah.
both days. Like
Yeah, they did.
They could have spread it out a little bit more, at least for the side events, right? And then just like, but I mean, I get it. They're trying to save money. Realistically, like when it's core, like they would rather do events in LA because it just saves time and money
Yeah.
in that regard. So like
100%.
definitely, like I get it, but at the same time it's like, come on, like you guys are literally running the event, you know, we already paid ahead of time, you know what I mean? Like a couple extra bucks, give us a little bit more space. But I mean, if you play Yu-Gi-Oh, you already know how it goes with core, man. Like, dude, we're like sardines packed into those venues, bro. Like it's fucking wild sometimes. You're like, oh shit, dude, I'm tip to tip.
Oh yeah.
Tip right now, bro.
Hey yo.
You mind if I go next on this report?
Okay.
It's fairly short.
All right. I must take my leave now so I can touch fucking regionals. Fucking. Long story short, fucking regionals, man.
We're gonna have to switch the overlay here, but you know,
fuck you, boy.
it is pretty late at night. It's like past 10:30, so we're recording this a little bit late. Mark has to do stuff.
I have to do a little project because I have to be a fucking good little noodle.
Good noodle.
Get your noodle. Yeah.
All right.
Go get your good noodle star.
Enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Yeah,
I am
of course.
Take care, Mark.
Almost signing out.
Later, Mark.
Sapien.
He's going below deck sooner than us. All right.
Yeah,
changing the recording here, but yeah.
And then it was 3.
And then there were 3. Let's see how this dynamic works, you know. But I think I'll do my report. It was very bad for me. No, okay, but, like I played Lucci, right, and I had this build. I was very confident in it. It did it does well. Like, I played locals today with the list. I only did one change. I took out a Kaku for another Hina. But the Hinas didn't really come up at all throughout this matchup. But it was like the first match, round 1, I played against a Doffy, and I'm like, alright, it'll be Doffy, right?
Yeah.
I wipe his board, but I'm at 0 life. And so he just plays... Oh, what was it?
Femur?
No, he doesn't do Femur.
Oh.
He swings... I think he, like, searches for something. No, like, I have my only blocker is a Rebecca. He plays Law. Bounces a Law to bounce a Rebecca. Swings at me for 11. And only had just up to 11k counter. So I lost by 1k counter in that match.
Oof.
And like, well, yeah, it was a good game. Like, I didn't misplay at all. Nothing could have done differently to win that match. It literally came down to like my card draws. If one more card was, instead of being a 1k, a 2k, like, it would have been fine. Match 2 was the most abysmal match I ever had. I literally I was playing against Ploofy. I whiffed on 2 Spandam searches and then also milled 2 Gecko Morias, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna win this match at all. Like, I'm dead. Like, I told my opponent, like, after the second Spandam whiff, I'm like, yeah, I'm not winning this. Because I had the carrot mentality where, like, if you even whiff 1 search, you're dead as carrot. And it's just like, yeah, I whiffed 2 fucking Spandam searches and milled 2 Morias. Like, there's no way I'm coming back. And yeah, like, I just had a whole board of weenies that didn't do shit.
That's rough.
Yeah, just straight up died. And then match 3 was against starter deck Luffy. And I had like good tempo in the beginning, but then I just like lost tempo. And he just like starved me out of cards. I countered it way too early. I think I was just getting tilted at that point, and I lost that match very closely. And I dropped out after that. I dropped out after the 3 rounds. I was like, yeah, the X and 3 first 3 rounds, there's no hope for me. So I was like, you know, it happens, right? And even then, like, it happens, it's like, what do you do, man? It's the way the cards were drawn, and, you know, you can't do much about that. You kind of just need to, like, pick yourself back up and, you know, go for the next game at that point.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was seriously thinking, like, damn, I can wait till OP09. I'm just gonna stop playing Lucci, play some Blackbeard, right? Like, I was very discouraged with the deck. And but, you know, after playing the deck today, because I had no choice, I didn't get to build Bonnie in time for the local. It's like, this deck still slaps, dude. And it's just like, it's not completely hopeless. I just need to, like,
the high of the roll.
The high, like, high. If you high roll or high roll, you low roll up to the absolute fullest.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about that. That is Lucci, and I think that's why I like it so much, because it's like you high roll, you actually high roll, and you just like fuck them up.
Yeah, they can't do anything. Triple like, Gecko Moria.
Richard, I played against a BY Luffy today in locals. And won because I high rolled getting 3 Gecko Morias into my hand and cycling Rebecca to block their attack.
Damn, son.
And then they missequenced a move where they played Saba first and then a 5-drop Luffy. And I'm like, something I can KO!
Oh, damn.
And then finally
you
just...
have to establish a Jack, which is hilarious. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
No, yeah, I literally... I had a full board. I had a Khalifa, 3 Geckos, and a Lucci. And okay. Oh, yeah, it was Sabo blocker. And I'm like, okay, play Hina over to Khalifa, and then play the Jack over to Hina, and then KO the...
KO the Luffy.
Yeah. And I just, 999! Get the cards out of your hand! Get the cards out of your hand!
That's good.
It's just, you know, the regional taught me that, you know, I gotta have more faith in my deck. Right, and if I lose, then it's because it literally came down to the draw.
I think that's super fair.
Because apart from a third game where I think I misplayed a little bit, everything else was just like I played to the best of my abilities. And even then,
Yeah.
like I played a side event and won. Like that was
Yeah, yeah.
literally
Same
like
day. Same day you proved that your deck worked.
yeah, same day I proved that
Yeah.
Lucci actually works. I did a Lucci mirror, won, and then I played against BY Luffy, won, and then I played against Uta, slapped those cheeks and won for the Dawn, right? It's just like, oh, Uta, easy matchup. Anyways.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Mind if I go next?
Yeah, you can go ahead,
Go for
man.
it,
Yeah,
bro.
that's all I gotta say about my meta report or my
All right.
Read
So,
report.
this past weekend, I played Purple Luffy. I finished 336 out of, I don't remember the number of players. It was like 980 something or 990 something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
like
Um,
1,000, almost
I
1,000.
started off, um, I started off 2-0. My round one, I played a Pluffy Mirror. Pretty easy matchup. He let me go first. He chose to go second, and I was immediately I was like, oh, that's probably a mistake. Because I ramped to 4, and I think I played like a Zoro Juro or something,
Mm-hmm.
and or actually no, I did a rude thing. I ramped to 4, and I just swung 9. I swung 9 because the turn after that, I knew I had Luffy Taro into a Sangoro. So I just swung 9 and I was like, well, he's gonna ramp, right? So he ramped, he went to 5, and then I think all he did was play, or actually he ramped to 5, he swung for 6, and he played a Zorojuro. And I was like, oh, I think I'm in a pretty good spot. Um So I went to my next turn and I played the Luffy Taro combo, and then I swung at him. I swung at him, and he was at 3 already because he had already ramped 1 and he had already taken 1 for the other thing, or for me swinging 9. So I was like, this is gonna be like a pretty easy game. He like mirrored my play, and then like afterwards it didn't matter because I like swung with both of the characters, and then I played another Luffy Taro into another Sangoro. From there he was just like, I think it's over, bro.
Dusting.
Yeah, he was like, I think it's over. He Kaido'd me, and then, or no, he did not Kaido. I forgot what he played here. I think he didn't have a really good play. Oh, he went Onami into 5-drop Kid. And
Oh,
I'm going to be
damn.
honest, I don't give 5-drop Kid as much credit as I do in this format. I actually think it's a lot better than I thought. Um, the more I've been thinking about Pluffy, the more I've been thinking that like as much as I really, really like the like full Straw Hat build and like stuff like that, I think it has to be like a little bit like 50-50 with like other stuff. But I think 5-drop Kid is actually a card that the more I think about, I think it's kind of necessary right now into like this format where you have to play against stuff like Doflamingo. Because I'm gonna be honest, like so many times when I play against Doflamingo, I feel like if I had a 5-drop Kid and then I -1 and I get that Dawn back, that extra Dawn gives me an extra 1k to swing over one of their characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like massive right now because it really sucks when all you get to do is like swing 5 at a 5, or like you have a 6k attacker and all you do is 6 over a 5. Like they're just gonna give you a 2k. Like they just don't
Right.
care. And I think that extra Dawn off of 5-drop Kid is really huge, especially when getting to turns where you like play 9 Mom or you play Kaido. Getting that extra Dawn off of that is like super huge. So I don't know what I'm doing with the build right now, but I'm probably gonna move it. Anyways, I slapped that Luffy. Anyways, I slapped that guy. Round 2, I played against Lucci. It was a pretty easy game. I had like really, really good curve. And he was kind of just like spamming the board of blockers because I was like really pressuring him early. He had removal for stuff, but like it just wasn't enough. It started getting a little dicey towards the end of the game because I couldn't find a big body. I couldn't find I found a 9 Mom, but I couldn't find a Kaido. I played a 9 Mom, and he was like, oh man, if you had played Kaido that turn before, like I would have just died. He's like, I would have just been done right then and there. But literally, like I want to say like 2 turns later, I found a Kaido, and I was like, all right, game over. I was like, all right, it's game over. I'm just gonna blow up everything and just
Richie
swing at
said,
his life.
I feel like you
Yeah.
normally have an easy time playing against Lucci as Plouffe.
Yeah, it's a fairly easy matchup for the most part. Like, just play Magellan, do whatever,
Yeah.
like swing big numbers, and they have a hard time because that deck typically has like a lot of non-counter. So like, if you just pressure their life like a decent amount, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Round 3, I played against my first BY Luffy, which is really like, I think my misplay this weekend was like over tuning my deck to beat Dofi because I was so worried about that matchup, and it's actually the matchup I saw the least, which is actually super crazy to think about. And I think I should have thought about that going into the weekend because uh I know a lot of people made a good point that like Dofi was pretty fresh, so like a lot of people weren't confident enough to play that deck, and they
Yeah.
would just rather play BY or Lucci. And I should have thought about that because those matchups I have, like, my deck is really good if I leave it the way it was. Because the way that it was built before I super changed it to like be super tuned against Dofi, the matchups become like crazy easy against those. But I diluted my deck so much that like I played against BY and I just like couldn't do anything. Like I played against one BY, and the very first one that I played against, I couldn't find a 9 mom or like a really high body to establish. So I just lost that game. Um and then game my match 4, I played against Nami. That's easy. All I needed to do was curve out. Um I played a Luffy Taro, or actually, that game I didn't find a Luffy Taro, and he actually was like super happy. He was like, man, this is probably the best it could have gone for me that you didn't have a Son Goro or a Luffy Taro into Son Goro. He was like, but I played a 7-drop kid, which was still kind of annoying for him because it's a free like 8 or 9 swing every turn, and then I get to buff my leader too. Um, but that game was kind of weird because I never found any of my high drops outside of that. Like I never found Kaido and I never found Big Mom. And he even asked me later, he was like, why did you never play Kaido or Big Mom? And I'm like, dude, I literally never saw them.
I feel like if you
My-
ask someone
my-
like, "Hey, man, why'd you never play this card?" Because I never
What'd you
saw it.
throw? And
Well,
it's
Why
like,
didn't you play your
Well, if
geckos?
I had
Where
it-
are they?
Yeah, this is where I would have put it if I had it. But basically, my entire board against that Nami player was like Zoro Juro, Son Goro, and then like 8-drop kid and like another 6K body. It was just like a blocker, like a queen or something. And I just kept swinging 9s. I was just like, oh, I would like start with like a 6 or something to try to bait out like a white snake or something plus something else. I just kept like swinging 6s, and then I'd be like, all right, you got white snake, let's go like 10. I was like, let's go like 10 right now. Uh, but that matchup was pretty easy. And then round 5, I think I played against was that my second one? Yeah, that was my second BY of the day. And I'm gonna be honest, I beat myself up over that loss so bad. So bad. Because I play Plouffe like almost exclusively for so long, and I know what I'm supposed to do against I know exactly what I'm supposed to do against BY before they hit 10 Dawn. He was on his 8 Dawn turn and he passed to me, and I had a Magellan in hand and I had something else. I had some other crap.
Sangoro.
And I was able to like I would have been able to like put up the Magellan and like a blocker, but I decided to like play something else. I don't even remember what it was.
It was Sangoro. I remember you told
Was
me.
it Sankaro?
I believe so.
I think this was I think this was no, this was a different game. This was a game against Lucci. This was the game against Lucci. That was like side event or whatever. But
I thought you told me that you
That was-
completely brain farted because you played Sangoro or something like that, and then you decided to ramp as well so you can attach one Dawn swing into one of their bodies. You couldn't.
No, this was a different game. This is
Oh.
a different game. This was the final game against this was like my final match against a Plouffe, and you have it a little bit mixed up, but I'll get back to that one later. um But basically, I don't remember exactly what I did. I think I just like started attaching Dawn and swinging, and like I didn't end up playing like anything or anything impactful. I think I just used like 5 of my Dawn to like swing, and then I used the rest of it to play like a blocker. But I totally brain farted because like I thought about it and I was like, wait, he only has 4 cards in hand. If I play Magellan, what are the odds he has 2 babies in his hand? To activate leader ability, discard a card, and then play 2 babies afterwards. Like more than likely, at least 1 or 2 of those cards in his hand is Moria because he's already done Sabo like once or twice this game. So I was like, realistically, he should not have babies in his hand at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I did whatever I did, and then I passed to him, and then he did exactly what I thought he would, and he played Moria into babies, into whatever. And then I lost the game because he only had like 3 cards in hand afterwards, but it was perfect counter for the 2 swings that I had on board. And I was like, and I just thought about it afterwards, and I was like, he literally showed me his hand, and he didn't have any babies. All I had to do was play Magellan. All I had to do was play Magellan, man. And I don't know why that play left my brain. Like it's literally the play you make. Um, Round 6, I finally played against a Dofi. Man, that game was. This is why I think it was such a mistake for me to like build my deck perfectly around Dofi. It basically is such a bad matchup in my opinion that like why build a deck trying to beat a horrible matchup when it's so bad already? It's like just let it go. Just like let it go.
Lucci versus BY Luffy.
Exactly. And I think like there's nothing a Lucci player can do to try to like make their deck insanely good against BY. So why would I try so hard to make my deck good against Dofi?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that messed me up so much that like it screwed up a lot of my other good matchups. Anyways, I played against a Dofi player. I swung 5 at him on my going first. I swung 5 at him, and then he took it. And I was like, what? I get to 4-drop law him? And I 4-drop lawed him, and he discarded 2 Jinbeis. And I was like, oh my god, I might actually win this game. And then he found 2 more Jinbeis anyways. And I was like, it didn't even matter. He's just like that. He
I
only
just do
searched
better.
once. He only searched once too.
Bro is built different.
Just drop it.
Yeah, he used one Sengoku and then like 1 Perona after that, and the game was over because he just like found both of the Jinbeis off of just those 2.
It honestly
And I
feels
was
so
like,
impossible.
And I was
when
like,
you
damn,
find
dude, that's
two Jinbeis.
crazy that those Jinbeis were at the very top of your deck. All of them, bro. That's crazy.
Can we talk about that? Just like how the fucking when you play against Dolphy, when they see 2 Jinbeis, it's like, oh fuck, bro. Like,
No, we're not gonna.
It's really hard. It's really hard, but we don't need to talk about that.
Because
That deck is-
I'm gonna play Dofi and I'm gonna terrorize people by hitting triple Jinbei.
And then
I'm gonna
round
ruin people's
round
day.
7, I had to play against the local, and man, I'm so sorry, bro. It's a local
I'm
by
so
the
sorry.
name of it's a local by the name of Andrew. He's a good guy. He only recently started playing, like I want to say like a couple months ago, but he's a really chill guy, and I met him the first time at Brute Force Games, and I've seen him at tabletop since then. But I feel so bad because every locals we play each other, and I just like slap him around. I just slap him around. I'm like, and he every time we sit down, he's like,
okay.
"Oh no!" He's like, "Not again." He just hits me with the "not again." And
Not
when I got that pairing for round 7, I was like, that Bandai name seems familiar because it's literally just Andrew. It's literally just his name, and I was like, why is this generic Bandai name seem so familiar? And then I sat down and I saw him sitting down across from me, and he went, No way, bro. he was like, not again. And yeah, I slapped him.
God damn, dude.
Oh man. But yeah. Round 8 after that, I played against another BY. I don't remember. I think that game literally came down to a 1K. Like he just didn't have um he just had like 1K exactly past what he needed to beat me. And I also couldn't establish a body above, I think, 6K. I think that was the game where I literally couldn't find a body above a 6K. And we talked about it afterwards, and he was like, honestly, it's kind of insane that you never found a body that was higher than a 6K power.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like I was cooked. I was just cooked in that match. Um,
Fucking rough, man.
Game after that, I think I don't remember what I played against round 9, but I won. So I'm like, uh. I don't remember. I must have just blacked out, bro. Um, I'm
His
trying to
eyes rolled in
remember.
the back of his head. Just the whites were showing, and he
Like,
just
I'm trying to remember
godlike.
really hard right now. Like,
Just went godlike.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, I didn't play against any Bonnies this weekend, which I would have been totally fine with because I think that matchup is pretty close. Um, but I don't remember what I played against. Round 10, I think I just checked out, bro.
Mm.
I think I just mentally checked out on round 10 because I was so disappointed in my performance already. I played against a Ploofy mirror. I was curving pretty well. Like I had a pretty good curve going. I played a 9 mom before he could like do anything. And then literally all I have on board is like a 4-drop Bond Clay and a 9 mom. And he Kaidos me and he goes down to 4 Dawn. And he swung with the Kaido, and then all he has is an Onami and a Kaido, and I'm on 10 Dawn now. I should be feeling good. I should be feeling good because realistically, if I kill this Kaido, he has nothing. Like, what's he gonna follow up with? Drain himself of a life and then play a 7-drop? Like, I would have been totally fine with that because I would have still been on 10 Dawn, and I could like spam the board of blockers. So my brain, I had 2 Magellans in my hand and like and 2 Uso Hachis and like something else. And my brain kept picking at me. It kept going, damn, how crazy would it be to make him -2 Dawn right now? I went, damn, how hard would double Magellan go right now, dude? I was like, how double Magellan would go crazy, right? Because like he would go down to 2 Dawn and he'd only be at 4. If he ramped, he'd only be at 5. It's crazy. But I go, wait, I should definitely play Uso Hachi this turn to try to rest that Onami to try to kill this 9-drop, right? That seems smart. I was like, yeah, that seems really smart. So I play the Usohachi right away. First thing I do, I play it. I rest the Onami. It's just a 1K blocker. And I decide to then right after that play the Magellan. It was a real rough moment for me because I was like, because I played the Magellan and I go, okay, but I still really want to kill this Kaido, so I'm gonna ramp. I ramp and I think I took myself down to like 2 or 1 life with that ramp. Uh, and then I attach the rest of my Dawn to Linlin, which I think is only like 4. I think it's only 4 or something. Wait, 5, 3, that's 8, 3. I only get to attach 3 Dawn to Linlin, so I'm only swinging 2 over Kaido. And he has 4 cards in hand, and he just discards a 2 and a 1, and I'm like, why did I do that?
You're like,
And
what?
And then here's the kicker. I should definitely swing 5 into the Onami because I need that blocker gone. In case he doesn't kill me next turn, I need to be able to kill that Kaido. I swing 5 into life. I swing 5 into life and he just takes it because he was at like 4. He was at like 4 and he just took it. And I was like, I lost the game from there. It was over, man. It was over. I got really greedy with that Magellan play, and I don't know why I did it. I think I was just mentally checked out at that point because realistically, the smartest play was
Bro was
pay
tweet.
3, rest the Onami, swing 5 into the Onami to kill it because I don't need him to have any blockers on board. I don't want him to have anything on board, and then just like attach like just a bunch, just attach like the rest of my Dawn to Linlin and just kill the Kaido. Because the worst thing he could do is play a 7 drop next turn. And in order to do that, he has to ramp. And if he does that, I'm still at 10 Dawn. I have a Linlin in play. I don't have any other characters, but there was no way he was going to remove my Linlin unless he also attached all. But at that point, I would have had like 2 or 3 2Ks in hand. So it would have been fine. I don't
Double
know why I did
Magellan.
that. Yeah, I should have double Magellan. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was just mentally checked out, but that was regionals for me. Ended 5-5. I think that's the worst I've ever done at a regional so far. I think on average I go like 7-3 or 6-4, depending. Actually, I think. I'm trying to think. I think I've gone like 7-3 like 2 regionals now. And then I think I went 7-3 at Nats as well. The first Nats.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like 7-3 is like where I'm at right now. X2, will I ever get it?
Who knows?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I want it
Hopefully.
someday. I definitely want it. I think I just need to practice more, man. I think I am not dedicating enough time to the game to warrant having a top, I think. And I think a lot of the guys that like topped this weekend that are local, they deserve it, man, because they're grinding. They're grinding the game,
Yeah.
and I think the work that they put in shows, you know.
Yeah.
And I think if I want that, because I really do want that. I think I just need to put in more work, and I'll definitely try to do that. I think I just need to play sim more. I need to talk to people more about like deck building theory and stuff like that, and just like see what works, because I think I just went into this meta a little unprepared. I was thinking a lot about Dofi, but I think I just like shoehorned myself into constantly thinking about a deck that like was already not a great matchup.
And then also it's like realistically, if you're trying to tech for a certain matchup, like the best way to prepare for it is by playing the counter to that deck rather than trying to create one with the deck that you're already playing.
Yeah.
And especially like if we're saying it's already a bad matchup and there's nothing you can particularly do to make it an insanely good one, right? So definitely just like, because we've talked about it before as well, right? Like one of our local friends, like Emilio, like, you know, he's very big into implementing a lot of strategies into one deck, but then you're spreading your deck thin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then and you put yourself into these unrecoverable situations because you're like, damn, I got 3 9-moms, and that's kind of terrible into Dofi because you do not want them to have a lot of life. You know what I mean? Like, even though you're removing the body, you know what I mean? Like, maybe one, but once you get that second one going, you're like, oh, I'm putting myself a little far behind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely think that it was just like, it was, you know, we were all having that problem, though, where we're like, oh, how do we beat Dofi? And it's like, realistically, dude, I played out all 10 rounds. I played 1 Dofi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I played
Dofi.
1 Dofi in the entirety of 10 rounds as well, and I'm just like, I guess I should have just not like worried about it as much, you know?
More often than not, you're just gonna see a widespread of leaders that you're going to be playing against in regionals.
Yeah.
No,
And teching
this
against one certain deck is just like not the way to go about it. I'm
Right.
remembering Pasadena, and it's like I literally saw like 2 of each leader, like two Enel, 2 Bonnie, 2 Lucci, 1 Zoro and Sanji, and then like 1 other thing, and then 2 of another leader, and it was just like it's such a widespread. It's like, oh, like, you know, you're just gonna see everything, and your deck needs to be prepared for that. You can't attack against one deck, because if you do that, then you're gonna be suffering against the other decks, right? Unless the tech is like super universal, such as like, you know, maybe 9-drop Kaido will be fine. Black 9-drop Kaido in Lucci that can trash freshly unkillable Sabo or Porcelino, or, you know, the Gecko that is being protected by the Sabo, etc. Like, that's like 2 matchups, but then like against everything else, it's like, you know, is it still a good card, right? You know, it's very you have to be able to just build to your deck's strengths, right? And you know, hopefully if that strategy does not work for the like majority of decks in the meta, then, you know, build something else at that point.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess it's time for my regional report. My first round, I played I was playing Red Blue Marco for this regional, which I mean,
Savage.
I don't think it was, I don't think it was the wrong call. I just think that like my deck had the wrong ratios of like big bodies in it. Like looking back on it, I wish I was on 4 Rayleigh at the time, and then honestly probably no 7-drop Ace, but realistically, like, you know, it seemed like a good option because a lot of people like Grab Blade, and I'm like, this is Grab Blade, but it's, you know, it clears 2 bodies, but you know, I get the body, I get a 7/7, right? That was like the thinking
Yeah.
on the deck, and then especially just like it punishes the opponent like so hard for playing into it. Like there's nothing your opponent can do to avoid like getting aced. You know what I mean? Like if they play into it, so it just punishes those players really hard. And that was like my mentality. It reminded me of the OG Whitebeard days where you're just like, that's a nice 8K body you have. What if it was 3?
Yeah.
What if it was 3K instead of 8? Because my leader ability plus ace, right? So it was just a very like greedy card that I probably shouldn't have played, but I did anyways. But anyways, so my first round I played up against Bonnie, and prior to the starter decks being released, like honestly, god awful matchup for Marco, like very very bad. But 7-drop Newgate like makes that matchup like free as hell, especially if you go first. You're just like, oh, that's a nice carrot or Cavendish you played on your 6th turn. Let me kill
Yeah.
it. Let me take that from you and just snatch it up, right? And then I played Dofi round 2, and I lost because I was assuming that going into this that a lot of Dofi players are going to play like super aggressive into life, especially against like heavy removal decks, because the theory is that like, oh, you know, if I fall behind in terms of board, then I should be ahead in life and like hand advantage and all these other areas, right? That's how you
Yeah.
kind of make up for the fact for having no board, right? But my opponent played it smart, and he also triple jimbaied me, but I mean like, you know, he played it smart, and he pressured my life first because he could tell that I didn't want to really take damage, and then he cleared my 7-drop Newgates. And then from there, it just kind of went downhill because like he just kept reestablishing board and being able to refill, and I couldn't stop him. But also triple Jinbei, I mean, like, dude, that's a high roll.
That's
For
super
sure.
crazy, actually.
Because the third Jinbei got him back Gecko Moria, which got him back his second Jinbei, and then got him back his first one. So he really hit 6 Jinbeis on me. Which is crazy. Bro unloaded the whole clip of Jinbeis on my ass. I didn't really know what to do. He just said, boom, 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 and I was gone. Round 3, I played against a Lucci, and like normally that's supposed to be a good matchup, but because Luchis were teching for Dofi, which is smart. You know what I mean? They're on Brokina now, on top of Lucci. It was just like, I'm pretty sure my opponent played all of his Brooks on me, and I couldn't clear them all. I was like, dude, this is rough, and like, I could feel myself starting to fall behind when he would play like Gecko Moria into like Helmeppo, into play Brook, into KO my 5-cost body, into like, I at that point I was just using my board to pressure his life, because I'm like, I need to force out these blocks, and then maybe I clear the Brooks, you know what I mean? But then it's like every time I tried to go wide, he just had all the Brooks, had all the reduction, and just like I couldn't play. I literally couldn't have a board, and I was just like, I just died. And then my round 4, I played against another Lucci, and I lost also the exact same way, where bro just had like all of his Brooks and like couldn't clear them all, and it ended up just like steamrolling me. And then round 5, what did I play round 5? I don't remember. I lost that game for sure, though. I definitely lost that game. And like at that point, I was X3 round 5, and I was just like, I'm ready to go home, dude. Like, I'm ready to get out of here. Somebody save me!
Get me the fuck out of here!
Okay, actually, I mixed up my round 3. My round 3, I played against another Bonnie, and I won that because, again, like, 7-cost negate is so broken against that deck. And then round 4 and 5, I played Lucci back to back, and I lost to both of those. And I was just like, get me out of here! I need to leave! But it was just kind of like, I hadn't played a full regionals in a while, and like I need to like get used to like playing out 10 rounds. That was my main reason for staying. A bunch of people were like, oh, I thought you were dropping, you know, and came up to me, it's like, oh, good for sticking it out. Round 6, I played against Anel, and I won that matchup. It's a pretty favorable matchup for Marco, honestly. And also, he was playing like super aggressive, and then also countering out of my early swings a lot.
Oh, that's weird.
Which I kind of understand, because it's like, you know, counter the 6 over the 9, like 6 now over like the 9 later, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But also, you're not gonna stop me from playing a 9 and an 8 on the same turn. Like,
that's true.
It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you can't prevent that, that's when you start count, or that's when you just take the hit, right? That's when you take the 6 over the 6 now. But like, if you can, then sure, like, you know, counter. But Anel has nothing to stop me from having 10 Dawn and a Sanji and a Rayleigh. And then my round 7, I played against another Anel, washed him. But it was very close. It was a lot closer than it should have been, because bro had 3 Yamatos.
Oof.
And an ace, and a 10-drop ace. And like, at a certain point, honestly, as Marco, I'm like, I don't care if you have 1 life. Like, if you're just gonna play 1 body, I'm gonna remove that body. You know what I mean? So like, go ahead. Like, and also just to get triggers out of the way, I'm like, okay, I'm not actually trying to go for game. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to establish my bodies and apply pressure, right? So I was just like, I'm just gonna keep hitting you. I don't care if you get the heal. Like, I want the veggies out now. And then it's like, if I have no swings and I just played out a Sanji Rayleigh, he's not gonna go, oh, I guess trigger Beji. He's just gonna keep the 2K. Right? But it was pretty close because of the triple Yamato and 10-drop ace. And then round 9, I went up against a BY, and that guy was so rude, bro. like we were playing, and like I'm looking for a very specific combo against BY in my deck, which is like I wanted to answer his 5-drop Luffy with a Jozu, and then play Pudding on 8, because 7-drop Newgate does nothing in that matchup because they just Sabo.
Yeah.
So I was looking to just like put all his cards, like all his bodies back in his hand, and then just putting him, and just be like, fuck your hand. So I was starving him super hard, and he had like 12 cards in hand, and then he just like popped off in 1 turn, because like I went through like the top 22 cards of my deck and couldn't find Jozu or Pudding, and I was like, wow, that's great. That's great. I played 1 Ezo Searcher, double Dofi blocker, and I bottom decked 3 cards with leader ability and drew for turn. So
wow.
I don't know, dude. deck's not good. Could have built it better, I guess. And then my final, or like my opponent beats me, and then he goes, "Oh, I was surprised you were doing so well with Marco," and I was like, "I'm surprised you're doing so bad with BY." Like in my head, I'm like, dude, literally
Yeah.
X3 with BY, bro. Get out of my face. Go lose your last round, bro. Please. And then last round I played against Ploofy, and it was a good game, but I lost. Literally the difference was just that like he went first. Like when BY goes first against me, I'm like, or not BY, Ploofy. When Ploofy goes first against me, I'm like, I lost. I can't lie. Like, you know what I mean? Like that curve is just the perfect curve is just too strong against Marco. And then also like me not being able to establish like 7-drop Newgate against that deck is like pretty huge, because like Chaos Sangado, with like one more, like with Rayleigh, I get to kill like 8-drop Luffy, and possibly kill like a Zoro Juro with 7-cost Newgate. So it was just tough, and it literally just came down to like he had like 1 life by the end of it, and it was just like if I'd gone first, that life would not have been there because I would have just swung 8 at him. And he like gear 5'd me for game, and I was like, damn, bro.
Damn.
I was like that, bro. That's how we schmoving. But yeah, that was my regionals report, and like I'm more disappointed that like that I spent so long trying to figure out like what version of this deck I wanted to play, just to end up like right back where I started essentially. Like when I first started playing Marco, I'm like, oh yeah, 12 big bodies is the answer. This is the answer. This is the answer. And like I just didn't trust it. And so for a month I was just like bumbling around, basically like not playing the deck that I should have been playing the entire time, only to end up back where I started. And I was just like, why did I do that? You know what I mean? Like I was just beating myself up over that more than anything. And right now I'm just trying to play other stuff, you know. Really liking Smoker, and hopefully hopefully we can find something that clicks, because right now like not having as much fun with the game is unfortunate, especially after such a fun event. Like realistically, like overall it was a very fun event, and I can't be mad. You know, met a ton of cool people, and aside from that BY player who hella BM'd the shit out of me after winning, it's like
I'm surprised you did so good with Marco. Like, bro, shut the
seriously,
fuck up.
dude. Like,
Some
that
people,
shit
man.
triggers me, bro.
Some people.
But yeah, shout out
Some
COP.
people.
Some people. COPTCG, Mr. Voodoo, Jansko. Who else? D Moon OPTCG. Shout out all the Twitter homies. You guys are the real ones. You know, always keeping the vibes good. Hope we get to talk more at the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because like the next one's probably gonna be in LA again.
Yeah.
So we'll see you there.
We'll
Yeah,
We'll
it'll
see you
probably
guys
be
out
in
there.
LA or Pasadena. Who knows
Not
when
that
the
I'm-
next regional is even?
Yeah,
Because
we don't know when
think
they are.
I think this season is like pretty much over. Because
Yeah, it
I think they're gearing up towards Nats at this point.
And
I
then
think
championships.
I think these were literally like the final chances to really get invites.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think after this, it's just like all the online treasure cups, and then that's it. I think it's just these last couple online treasure cups, and then like whatever other regionals are like in the other parts of the country that are coming up, and then
Gotta just fly out somewhere, bro.
then we
Gotta
go to
fly out to
Nats.
Austin.
Then we go to Nats. Nats is gonna be pretty cool. So yeah.
You know, unfortunately for me, I think for the next season, because it's going to be in the spring, right? I'm just going to be hella busy every Saturday. Oh, it happened like it did, like, what was it? I think last year it was, or this year, this spring, wasn't so bad. Because I had like a little break in between. I had like 4 weeks and then like a 2-week break and then 4 more weeks. But then this time, I remember the year before that, it was like 8 weeks in a row. Just like Saturday. This upcoming year is going to be 7 weeks in a row for my job, going up to LA for a gig.
Man.
So hopefully they don't coincide with any regionals, and if there's not a date that coincides, then I'll definitely want to do it, dude. But it's like, I'm gonna be so sad. Dude,
I feel that.
I love going to regionals because it's just like,
No, they're fun. They're
They're
super
fun.
fun, man.
even if I like crash out and burn like I did this past weekend, it's like still fun. I still had a lot of fun.
It's always a great
doing
time,
side
man.
events,
It's
yeah.
always a great time going to
Just hanging out with
regionals.
friends.
I was literally crashing out the entire tournament, bro. Just like every round, just oh my god, I can't believe this game. You know what I mean? Like every
Yeah.
round, and then by the end of it, they like everybody's like, "Go get your participation prize," and I'm like, "Dude, I don't want a fucking pat on the back. I want to go back in time and play Dofi, bro. Why the fuck did I play Marco? Fuck, dude, I was literally crashing out at the end, bro."
Yeah.
And then I was like, I just want to go eat with my homies and like do karaoke. And then Panda's car broke down.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we gotta tell the story. Oh shit. So
Car broke down.
the morning of the regional, right? We hop on the car, and that's the first sign, right? It took like
It took a
0.75
little bit.
seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're making fun of like, oh, it's a coin flip if the car turns on, haha.
Yeah.
We went to what was it, McDonald's, right?
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Classic
Had Richard
TCG
order
player
from
breakfast.
the back window because my front window doesn't work.
Oh,
Yeah.
So not only did Richard have to order from the passenger seat, but also like we placed like 3 different orders like on the mobile app, right?
Oh.
We pull up to the fucking thing and we're like, hey, so we have like 3 separate mobile orders, and the lady's like, oh, you can only do 2, and I immediately just go, okay, so we'll just circle back around then for the third.
And then I asked her, because I don't know if she heard Aaron, but like I asked her afterwards, and I was like, wait, so we'll have to circle back around for it? And mind you,
There's
there's
no one
like
behind
no
us.
one in line.
Yeah.
There's no one behind us in line. And she goes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, I guess. And then I give her the 2 like code numbers for the first 2 orders. And then after that, she goes, I'm gonna let you do it this time, but keep in mind, you can't do that normally. And then she let us do the 3rd order, and I was
Yeah.
like, how is that like such a big deal? Like what?
Yeah,
I'm
like
so
if we had like
confused.
6 mobile orders, like sure, bro, like tell me that I'm an asshole. But the lobby wasn't even open.
It wasn't. We could not
that
go
was awful.
inside
Like
because we all got out of the car and we were gonna go inside, but it was locked. So we were like, oh,
we're like,
guess we gotta go to the drive-through. So we had no other option.
Mhm.
It's like if it's like, so I don't know. It was weird, but yeah.
Yeah,
Then we got
so
to the convention
we
center.
got to convention. We did the regional. We crashed out. It's alright. And after leaving, I'm like, all right. So we're going to a restaurant called Men Suck and such. All right, guys. I guess I was driving by myself with Tonka. Tonka was my only passenger, and I get on. I turn the key like, right, and the clicking like, oh shit. All right, let me call Richard.
I picked up. He told me that his car battery was dead. I was with another buddy, and I told him right away. I was like, "Hey, bro," I was like, "His car battery's dead. We need to give him a jump." We drive over because luckily we were in the same parking structure.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to like pay for parking and get in there and like whatever.
Mhm.
So we were able to just drive over to his parking spot and
Which
park.
luckily
like,
the guy in front of me left.
Yeah, that was actually extremely convenient. The guy that was parked right in front of him had like left, and we were like, "Oh, okay, so we can move the car right in front."
wait, real quick, let me talk about where I was. So
Oh
So
yeah, go
I-
ahead.
So I was off with our other homie Alex, cool kid Alex, and like I was like we're just talking about anime and shit, and like we're like zoning out, like stimming super hard, just like from being excited about going to like eat and do karaoke and stuff. Like I didn't realize that like for 20 minutes Tonka had been texting me and telling me everything that was going down.
I was texting you. I was calling both of you guys, like, and neither of you would pick up, and I was just like, I don't
wasn't
know,
getting I didn't get your calls at all, but
which
like
is
Tonka
super weird.
hella weird. But Tonka was definitely messaging me, and I just did not look at my phone because like I love talking with Alex. Like we just talk about anime super hard, and like I didn't get any of those messages until we get to Minsuk, and I'm like, oh.
Oh.
And then Alex is like, so what do you want to do? And I was like, well, they said the AAA guy's not gonna get there till 10, and we're already here.
Yep.
So let's just get some food, man.
So
Yeah.
we tried to charge the battery at first, but unfortunately, I think we did something wrong. Because the next day...
we tried to jumpstart it, but it did not work.
I think it's a little...
Panda and our buddy Adrian were trying, and it did not work out.
Because Adrian kept saying, like, oh, just put it on a metal part, because it's just supposed to ground the car. Yeah, because it's just supposed to ground the car, but I think you're actually supposed to put it on the battery terminals, right?
Yeah.
And we tried to charge it, we wait like 10 minutes. The car doesn't start, unfortunately. So Richard's girlfriend calls AAA because they have service. Luckily, godsend. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And it's like there's first an estimation of like 8:30, something like that, but then it turns into 10 p.m. We're like, oh crap!
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere,
it just changed.
And so I was already coming to terms like, yeah, I guess that Boa Hancock money's gonna go on the new battery. The world giveth, the world taketh. The highs and lows of One Piece trading card game. You pull a high value card, sell it for real world shit, dude. But you know, fortunately, well, we vibed for like an hour and a half, right? And then at a point, Aaron, you're like, hey, do you want me to get you guys like food or some drinks, right? We're like, yes, because we actually didn't have anything. There was a Nutella Uncrustable that was soggy because of the condensation from the pack that it was in.
Yeah.
And there was like a frozen water bottle. That was it. So I'm just like, you know,
it was a rough time.
It was a rough time. But we were just vibing.
We were stuck in there for quite some time.
You know, eventually AAA does come, right? And they tell us that like he had to like bribe the fucking guard to get inside because apparently they didn't want to let him inside. And he was like, I'm an emergency service. Like, legally had to let me in.
Yep.
And
I get that guy.
Yeah. But fortunately,
that guy was the GOAT.
He was the GOAT. Although the thing is, he told me my battery was perfectly fine, which turns out it wasn't. But we'll get to that soon. He charges the battery. He tells me it's perfectly fine. The alternator's fine, and everything else is fine. Just to take it to the shop to get it checked out, etc. And the car turns on. We're like, hooray! We can move now.
Yippee!
Yippee! And then
around this time, I'm pulling up with the food and the drinks.
Like, we're about to leave. And so when we get out,
called me and I'm like, wait, I'm already about to be downtown. I'm not gonna make Alex drive to Lemon Grove after taking me downtown. Like, please just wait for me.
And when we get out from the parking structure, we see Aaron out there, and we're like, all right, quick. I'm like, Richard, switch seats to the other side so Aaron can get in. We did a quick pickup and made it back to Richard's place. And then the next day, the car was fine for a bit. I take it back to the convention center. We do some side events. And then when I leave the convention center to go to Convoy with some friends to get some dinner. And then after we're done with dinner, I try to turn the car back on. It doesn't work. It's dead again. I'm like, shit. All right. Hey. My friends were also very helpful there. They're like, all right, Pep Boys closes in 24 minutes. Let's go get jumper cables. And my friend Ben gets his car out front, and they help me jump the car. And the car does turn on, and I take it home. And as it turns out, the next day we do get the battery. Yesterday we get the battery, and I switch it out. And the positive terminal is like, seems to be a little bit of gunk here, and it's hard to twist to like unscrew. And when brother-in-law and I finally get it unscrewed, all this fucking corrosive dust comes out of it. This corrosive powder. We're like, huh? The more you twist, there's like more powder, like cascades of fucking powder coming out. And we see there's all this fucking corrosion on it, on the battery itself. And we're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, huh?
It's like no wonder.
Yeah, no wonder. The battery wasn't fine.
Yeah.
Far from it.
Like if we actually managed to get the battery switched that day, my car would have been fine the next day because it was the battery that had the issue, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But the AAA guy had no more batteries. He sold his last battery for the day already.
He did, yeah.
So it was like, oh, okay, just charge it, I guess, see if it works. But everything else was like, oh, yeah. It actually, there was just a bunch of corrosion in the way of the battery in the terminal. So, now, I drove the car around today and it's perfectly fine. It turns on normally, no
chugging.
super sus chugging, yeah. When turning on the car. And we'll see in the morning if it turns on again, but like I think it will. Like everything seems fine.
Yeah.
Voltage isn't going down. But yeah, it was just like wild because it's like, oh, like super highs of like meeting cool people, pulling sick ass cards, pulling heat, right?
Yeah.
Winning a side event and everything, and then like, oh wait, reality. Hey, your car doesn't work. Hey, you need to spend that money that you got on a new battery. Hey, you gotta do some stuff there, buddy. And then some other stuff happened. It's like, oh shit, alright. But, you know, everything's fine now. Car's fixed. Everything's good. And, you know, it's just like one of the tales of regionals. My car broke down. Yeah, gosh. I think, this is just a regionals heavy episode, I think. I don't know if we want to keep going. I'm pretty tired because it is pretty late. It's already 11:21. And I've been stressing out today.
4 hours.
It's November 5th. You know what day it is? It's Tsunami Awareness Day. That's why.
Oh.
But, yeah. No, we've been stressing a little bit today. But, you know, next time, what is it? I think there's going to be more. We can talk about the reveals for OP10 that have been coming out. There's been some USRs to come out.
There'll be more reveals. And then we'll get more regionals for OP 8.5.
We'll also get PRB legalized as well and see if that changes up anything.
By the next time we record, there will have been at least one regional weekend with the Sanji leader legal.
I wonder if that's actually going to be able to make like a wave, a ripple.
You know, I have a genuine feeling that I think it's a deck that can definitely take people by surprise for sure. I think it's a pretty fast deck, and I mean the leader literally has the rush ability stapled to it. Keyword rush.
Give a card rush.
Yeah, give a card rush. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't know. I cooked up a list a little while ago. I think I'm going to edit it soon, but I think the deck. I think I have confidence that like in the hands of the right people, I think that deck can do some pretty cool stuff. Really I think I'll definitely. I expect at least two Sanjis maybe to top. To top that weekend.
I'll do you one better. 3.
How dare you one up me? I'll do you one better. 2 per event.
He's cooking.
He's cooking. Magnificence.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely gotta go.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, thank you guys so much. We just blabbered on and on and on today, but we appreciate your time. Follow us on our, on our X,
social media.
Social media.
Subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Did you know that over 70% of you are not subscribed?
Oh my god! Please put up the statistic, and then it's someone else's. It's like someone else's too.
It's like someone else's statistics.
Please
That'd be
put
hilarious.
it out. That'd be so funny.
Actually, though,
Yeah.
like when we get 50 subscribers, we'll be able to live stream on the channel. So actually, yeah,
I
do
would love to
subscribe.
live
Yeah,
stream
that'll
on
help
this
us out a
channel.
lot.
So if we can
Yeah.
get 50 subscribers, we would love to live stream some of our games.
We'll do a live
sometimes.
stream
What's up,
celebration.
guys? Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
But yeah,
That'd be great.
appreciate every one of you. Appreciate you too. Had such a fun weekend at regionals with y'all.
Oh yeah.
And can't wait for the next one. Hopefully, I'll be able to do one in the spring, but if not, summer, obviously. But
Yeah.
we'll be playing some banging decks. Yeah, I started to play Bonnie.
Oh, very
Really
good.
I have
Great
it built
leader.
now. Yeah, going back to my green roots with Bonnie, but it's exciting stuff because OPM9's coming out. We'll play new stuff. I want to play Blackbeard,
Stonks.
Buggy. Nico Robin if you're suicidal, but
If you're a believer.
if you're a believer. Arlong if you're a extreme coper like me.
Yeah.
That's what I should have played this weekend. Fuck.
He's a super pig, bro. Oh yeah. All right. Take care,
Thank you
everyone.
guys so much for
Have a
watching.
good night.